Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Chintamani prakara sadmasu kalpabriksha lakshavritesu sarabhir abhipalayantam Lakshmi sahasra shata sambrama sevyamanam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Venum konvantam aravinda dalayataksham Barhavatam samasitam buddha sundarangam Kandarpakoti kamaniya vishesha shabham Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Alola chandrakada sadvana madhya vangshi Ratnangadam pranayakeni kalavilasam Shamam tribangalanitam niyata prakasham Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti Pashanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti Ananda chinmaya sad ujvala vigrahasya Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Advaitam achutam anadim anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedesha Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhakta Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Pantastu Kote Shatavatsara Sambrakamyo Vayoratapi Maniso Muni Pungavanam Sopyasti Yad Prapadasinya Vajincha Tatve Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ekopya Saurachayatam Jagadanda Kotim Yad Shaktirasti Jagadanda Chayaya Dantaha Andantarasta Paramana Chayantarastam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yad Bhava Bhava Tadiyo Manujasta Taiva Samprapya Rupa Mahima Shanayana Bhushaha Suktaidaryam Eva Nigama Pratataistuvanti Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabhis Tabidirya Eva Nijarupataya Kalabihi Goloka Eva Nivisadya Kilatma Bhoto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vilochanena Santaksadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achincha Gunasaropam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ramadi Murtushakala Niyamena Tishtan Nana Vatara Makarod Bhavaneshu Kinto Krishna Swayam Samavavak Paramak Pamanyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti Koti Shashesha Vasudhari Vibhoti Bhinnam Tad Brahma Nishkalam Anantam Ashesha Bhotam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Maya hi yasya Jagadanda Shatani Sute Trigunya Tadvishaya Veda Vitayamana Satbhavalambi Parasatvam Ishuddha Sattvam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chinmaya Rasamataya Manaksu Yat Praninam Padiparam Smaratam Upetya Leelayatena Bhuvanani Jagatya Jasram Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Golokanami Nijadami Tane Chatasya Devi Mahesha Hadadama Shuteshu Teshu Tete Prabhava Nichayavi Hitashchayena Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Shristi Stati Pralaya Sadhana Shaktireka Chayeva Yasya Bhuvanani Vibharti Durga Ishchano Rupam Api Yasya Tatesta Tesa Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Kshiram Yatadadhi Vikara Vishesha Yoga Sanjayate Nihitatak Pritagasti Hetoho Yaksham Bhutam Apitata Samupaiti Karyad Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Deepadarshir Eva Hidasham Dharam Abhyupetya Deepayateva Vritahetu Samana Dharma Yastadrik Eva Hita Vishnutaya Vivati Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yatkaranarnava Jale Bhajati Smayoga Nidramananta Jagadanda Saroma Kopaha Adara Shaktim Avalamya Param Swamurtim Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yasyai Nishasita Kadamatavanamya Jivanti Loma Vidaja Jagadandanataha Mahansiha Yasya Kanavishesho Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Bhasvanya Tankshma Sakaleshu Najesha Tejaha Sviyam kiyad prakariyad tadvitad vadatra Brahmaya Esha Jagadanda Vidana Karta Govindamadi Purusham Amaham Bhajami Gatpala Pallavaya Gaminidhaya Kampa Dvandve Pranama Samaye Saganadi Raja Vighantam Aramasya Jagatrayasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Agnirmahi Gagadam Ambo Marudashascha Kalastatatma Manasita Jagatrayani Yasmad Bhavanti Vibhavanti Vishanti Yangcha Namadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yach Chakshir Esha Savita Sakala Grahanam Raja Samasta Suramurtir Sheshate Jaha Yasyagya Yabramiti Samrita Kala Chakra Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Dharmota Papa Nichaya Shrutayasta Pankshi Brahmadi Kita Patagavadayascha Jivaha Yadatrama Prakata Prabhava Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yasvindra Gopam Atavindram Aho Swakarma Pandanarupa Padabhajanam Atanoti Karmani Nihir Dihita Kincha Jabhakti Bhajam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yam Krodha Kama Sahaja Pranayani Viti Vatsalya Moha Gura Gaurava Sevya Bhavai Sankinchitasha Sadashim Tanam Apurete Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Shriya Kanta Kanta Parama Purusha Kalpa Taravo Drama Bhumis Chintamani Ganamayi Trayam Amritam Kata Ganam Natyam Ganamam Apivangshi Priyasaki Chiranandam Jyoti Param Apitad Asvajam Apicha Sa Yatrak Shirabhi Abati Shrabi Vyasya Sumahan Nimeshad Yakyo Vabrajati Nahi Atrapi Samaya Vaje Shveta Dvipam Tamaham Iha Golokam Nityam Vidantaste Shantashati Virala Charakati Paye Ishara Parama Krishna Sachit Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Transcendental sound vibration, once again. The prayers of Lord Brahma is the mature fruit of Brahma's realization. In the language of Bhaktisiddhanta, he became well acquainted with the ocean of truth by chanting his Gayatri mantra. All of this became realized from chanting his Gayatri mantra, which he received directly from the flute of Krishna and came out of his mouth in the form of Gayatri mantra, Kama Gayatri. So I think what we'll do, I'll speak something, then I'll spend a little time inviting others, speak something about our initiates, and then we'll do everything else. A little different. Okay. Just a few things. Okay. In one of the morning classes here in the temple, mention was made of the importance of receiving an instruction in order to have the authority and the power to carry out some activity in devotional service. You've often heard within, Prabhupada say, within an instruction of the spiritual master is everything that you need to carry out the instruction, just within the instruction. So I'd like to discuss a little bit on this point, relevant to the activity that we're doing, the initiation ceremony. The function of Guru Tattva, carrying out it's a service, carrying out the service of representing disciplic succession, representing Krishna, carrying out this function. It requires, same as anything else, it requires an instruction to do so. There's a very nice pastime in Chaitanya Charitamrita relevant to this. There's a section that Lord Chaitanya has returned from his South India tour. He's now back in Puri, and different devotees arrive, and some description is given by Krishnadas Kaviraj about their activities, Lord Chaitanya's interaction with them. The context is Sarup Damodar has just arrived in in Puri. Lord Chaitanya, as we know, he accepted Ramananda Roy and Sarup Damodar as his most intimate associates in Puri. So he was received very lovingly, and a servant was given to assist him. He was a sannyasi, and to assist him in whatever his needs were. And then the next day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and they were discussing topics of Krishna together. And as they were discussing, Govinda arrived. And he offered his obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and explained his situation. He was a godbrother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That means he was a disciple of Ishwarapuri. And just before Ishwarapuri departed this world, his intimate assistant, Govinda and Kashishwara, these two, were both instructed by Lord Chaitanya to depart and give service to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so, reporting for duty, here I am, under the order of Ishwarapuri. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked the question, why is it that Ishwarapuri would accept as a personal servant someone who was born in a Sudra family? So formerly, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a Smarta Brahmana. Of course, he had become a devotee, but he knew these rules that a Brahmana Vaishnava, or a Brahmana accepts as intimate association of others who are Brahmanas, not others. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied that just as the personality of Godhead, so similarly Ishwarapuri, they're beyond these rules and regulations of what to do and not to do. He gives the example of Krishna. When Krishna went to Hastinapur, instead of accepting the invitation of the royal family to take his residence and meals with them, he was a Kshatriya, Instead, he went and stayed at the home of Vidura, who was known by birth as being a Shudra, because Vidura was not a Shudra. Vidura was exalted Vaishnava, devotee of Lord Krishna. And Krishna doesn't make such distinctions. He's not bound by such rules that others who are not Vaishnavas may be bound by. Like this nice verse from Bhagavad Gita, Sarvadharmam parityaja, mamekam sharanam braja. One who takes shelter of Krishna is no longer bound by such distinctions. And similarly, he said Ishwara Puri. He's on the topmost platform of devotional service. He's not bound by such distinctions because he had accepted Govinda as his disciple. He had given him Diksha. He's Brahmana. By that acceptance and submission unto Ishwara Puri, he's no longer to be considered in that category. Nor is Ishwara Puri bound by such smarter rules. No argument from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Then Lord Chaitanya in turn asked Sarvabhauma, he said, "You're very learned. Could you give me your advice? On two accounts I should not accept, there's rules. One should not accept the service of a godbrother. What to speak of the second, they're intimate associates of Ishwara Puri. I should regard them in the same level as Ishwara Puri. How can I accept their service? The order of the spiritual master is there to do so, but how can I do this? Please help me." And what Lord Chaitanya said was, what Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said was, what you have said is true. In ordinary circumstances, these two rules should prevail. But the order of the spiritual master is very strong, and it supersedes these other rules. I want to, the Sanskrit terminology is very special. Guru agya na langhiye shastra praman. The order of the spiritual master is not to be disobeyed. So that's the higher principle. The higher principle. Same as Krishna's instruction given to Arjuna, surrender unto me. This instruction supersedes any other instruction. Any other instruction is subordinate to this instruction. If some other instruction impedes that instruction, the other instruction is to be neglected in favor of the superior instruction. We can give examples, but I'll give one example. My mother and father, like maybe some of the other devotees here. My mother and father had a certain expectation. I was their son. I'm obliged, even within my own tradition, to speak of Vedic tradition, to honor my mother and father. But I became a devotee. So it looks like transgressing that requirement. You know, any religion teaches honor your mother and father. So my mother and father's wish was such and such. And then we even had a nice discussion one day. I went to visit at home, and they shared with me. You know, when you first started doing this, we thought this, young person, impulsive, he'll get over it kind of thing. But when you didn't get over it, you kept practicing, we started reading. And you sent us Bhagavad Gita, and we started reading Bhagavad Gita. And we came to understand it's something genuine. So it was something, that was our concern, it was something genuine, and we can see that you're happy. And of course, pat on the back, we just want to see you happy. And we see that you're happy. Of course, we would like you to do this other, but we're happy that you're happy, and so, they said, okay, carry on. But supposing they had said, well, we're not happy that you're happy, or something. There's the higher principle. So now, specifically, this function of whatever it is, in this case, the function of serving as a spiritual master, and on behalf of our founder Acharya and on behalf of the disciplic succession. In the case of in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's another application. It's accepting the service of Govinda and Kashishwara. Kashishwara wasn't there. He had gone on pilgrimage to holy places, after which he would then come to Puri and serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He served in an appropriate capacity, different than Govinda did. But Govinda was a constant associate of Lord Chaitanya. Constant associate. Very intimate associate. Many nice pastimes between Lord Chaitanya and Govinda. But it's on the order of Ishwara Puri. So on the order, one may take up some service. And when the order is given, the power to do and the authority to do, it must be done, in fact. And one who acts within that instruction, they're protected. One receives not only the power to do so, but the protection. And step outside, that the next verse that's in Chaitanya Charitamrita is reference to a verse from Ramayana, where Lakshmana is spoken to by Lord Ramachandra. And Lord Ramachandra said, it's the order of our Father. And so just carrying out the order of our Father, what greater happiness can one have in life? And it's for the welfare of everyone, and especially me, just carry out the order of my Father. So Lakshmana said yes. Although he wanted to say no, because he didn't want to go, he didn't want to see Lord Ramachandra deprived of the throne and go into exile and live a life of austerity. But there's a higher principle than the order of the Father, Dasarath, the order of one's superior. And so that's something about the function of spiritual master. And if one thinks otherwise, the person who's carrying out the service of any kind, thinking, this kind included, thinking, I'm qualified, I'm such and such, I'm something, that person is a fool. That person's a fool. It's the effectiveness of any service is purity. And when purity is the force, when there's purity, then descending mercy can come. Something like some of what the experiences, the devotees that were chanting their 32 or 64 or more rounds today described. Second, I wanted to just mention, because just a sharing point, there's been some discussion a bit in our GBC conference on a philosophical point, and the philosophical point has to do with who is the deliverer. So there's a certain group of persons that are of the view Only Prabhupada is the deliverer. You've heard that one before. And is that what Scripture says? Well, I'll read just a little passage from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Adi Leela chapter 1. Adi Leela chapter 1 deals with Guru Tattva. And very clear language, Krishnadas Kaviraj declares that Krishna is the deliverer. Krishna is the deliverer. Krishna is the deliverer through some medium. Krishna may empower this one, may empower that one, may empower another one. Krishna is, in any case, Krishna is the deliverer, and someone may act as the instrument of Krishna, the deliverer. Here's text 45 from chapter 1. According to the delivered opinion of all revealed scriptures, the spiritual master is not different from Krishna. Lord Krishna, in the form of the spiritual master, delivers his devotees. His with a capital H. Krishna delivers Krishna's devotees. So the process of initiation is in Bhaktisiddhanta's language, it's a process of two things: submission and acceptance. No, that group of people that says Prabhupada is the deliverer, how do we know there's acceptance? It's one of the counter arguments to that. That is to say, Prabhupada didn't always accept disciples. So does he have an option to say yes or no? That is to say, someone that's representing our founder Acharya may say yes or no, because it's a relationship, and there's free will operating here, and acceptance is acceptance. It's not mechanical. It's not a vending machine program. Put in your coins, pull the lever, and down comes initiation. There's submission and there's acceptance. And so the representative of our founder Acharya, and in future generations representatives of those representatives, etc., representatives of the disciplic succession, in Prabhupada's language is the current link. Submission goes to the current link, but the current link doesn't accept for oneself. The current link passes on to the next link, passes on to the next link, passes on to the next link, passes on to Krishna. So when the current link says yes, by proper standards, then the next link, and Krishna, it implies, or it encompasses Krishna's acceptance. So initiation is submission and acceptance. The operative part on the part of the initiates is submission. The Bhaktisiddhanta very clearly says, this is the essence of what initiation is. Pranipat. Tadvidhi pranipatena. And with that submission, inquisitive spirit, prashna. And then when one hears from the spiritual master or spiritual masters, one hears the instructions coming from Krishna through his representatives, then there's service accordingly. And with that service accordingly, there's empowerment and cleansing and entrance into the spiritual realm, leaving behind the material realm. Just by that submission, inquisitiveness, and service. That's if one wants to know transcendence. The life of transcendence is made up like this. These are essential elements. And last thing is some appreciation for Srila Prabhupada as a follower of Rupa Goswami. We know from Nectar of Devotion that those who are followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are followers of Rupa Goswami, and the term has been used, Rupanuga. And Srila Prabhupada is such a follower of Rupa Goswami, and adds some appreciation. The next Acharya following Rupa Goswami is Jiva Goswami. And so he is also Rupanuga. And because I've been studying Tattva Sandarbha, I really, really, really like the subject matter. I like the person who delivers the subject matter because it's so comprehensive and so succinct and profound. He doesn't waste words. He just states things so lucidly, so clearly, simply. It takes a bit to unpack it, but everything is there. And appreciation of Srila Prabhupada, that what he presented to us in very simple form is the same that Jiva Goswami presents, which is the same that Rupa Goswami presents, which is the same that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu presents. It's not a surprise, but it's really delightful to see it. So I want to do a little sharing specifically from some reading on commentaries on specifically, you're familiar with Nectar Devotion, the 64 items of devotional service. Anyone who's studied Nectar Devotion knows that little piece. And there are 5 most potent forms of devotional service. But there's another section that starts at the beginning part of the 64 have direct bearing on what we're doing today. And I want to go into that a little bit. The first 3 items have direct bearing on, well, actually the first 4 have direct bearing on what we're doing today. Srila Prabhupada very profoundly, by everything that he did, instructed in the first one, Guru Padashraya, taking shelter of a spiritual master. The whole Hare Krishna movement began and continued. We just recently had this event in ISKCON, many of you are aware. Kurmarupa Prabhu left his body in Vrindavan, Prabhupada disciple. And not so many people know his history. They just know, if anyone who had association, Jai Jagannath, did you have his association at all? Unfortunately not. But the things that you hear about him are true. He was completely non-envious. He was very kind. I mean, so many nice things. But here's something that many people don't know, but Kurmarupa told me personally. He never was once in Prabhupada's personal physical association. Not once. He heard his recorded lectures. He received his initiation through the mail. He never went to Mayapur or Vrindavan and heard him speak. Never went on a morning walk, never sat in a room conversation, never once had his physical association. But his quality of dedication and devotion was outstanding. Guru Padashraya, shelter at the lotus feet of the spiritual master. So that's written by Rupa Goswami, the first item. And of course there's been commentaries on Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and what I'm going to make little reference to, because there's many things written, but just a little part of it is something that I've noticed, I've even commented upon many times, and then voila, here it is, that in Rupa Goswami's commentary, his explanation of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, then in turn Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's, and then in turn Jiva Goswami's explanation in Bhakti Sandarbha, two very prominent verses are quoted. One from the 11th canto, Tasmat Gurum Prapadyeta Jigyasu Shreya Uttama. Anyone that's attended a initiation ceremony, every single one that I attended that Prabhupada spoke on this, and even when in lectures, when he would speak, often, if not usually, he would refer to these verses. But it's, Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Bhakti Rupa Goswami. Because this is a place within the Bhagavatam where the topic of Diksha is discussed. 11th canto, chapter 3. Shabde pare chanishnatam brahmani upashrama shrayam. Tasmat guru prapadyeta jigyasu shreya uttama. The elements are there. Tasmat, therefore. Tasmat guru prapadyeta. One should surrender to a spiritual master. Jigyasu shreya uttama. One should ask questions about the ultimate welfare. Often Prabhupada would elaborate and say, not challenging mood, not frivolous questions, not, for material benediction. Oh, Guru, can you make my daughter have a nice husband? Please give your blessings. Shreya Uttama. Shreya Uttama. Uttama. Ultimate benefit. Prayas and Shreya. Shreyas Uttama. Such a person requires a spiritual master, and that's the duty of the spiritual master to deliver that. Shreya Uttama. And Shabde Pare Chanishnatam. Shabda, Pare. One should, the qualification of the spiritual master, this is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's explanation, quoting Rupa Goswami, explaining it, and Jiva Goswami Sandarbhas explaining it, naturally, because he's a follower. Accomplished in understanding transcendental knowledge, because there's different shabda, but shabde pare, shanishnatam, having firm faith and able to relieve others from their uncertainties by that instruction. Shabde pare shanishnatam, brahmani upashrama shrayam, leaving at a distance any kinds of material considerations or hankerings or pursuits, like taking the position of a spiritual personality, so I'll get this and that. Samatpani, Shrotriyam, Brahmanishtam. These verses, this is a verse from the Upanishads that Prabhupada would, again, along with this other one, would quote regularly, Tasmat Guru Prapadyeta. Consistently. And it's within our acharyas. So he didn't say, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, our postgraduate study, Prabhupada would be more specific about the reference. This comes from this place, that comes from that place. He just gave it to us. And then by repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating, even dense people sometimes, it would seep in. Osmosis a little bit, just the sound vibration would go in. Little bit. Oh, that's important. He's repeating it. Better pay attention. He's repeating it. So, Guru Padashraya, that's the first of these 64 items. And then naturally, what follows that? There's many subject matters that are subtopics. Sri Krishna Diksha Shikshadi. We know what this word Diksha, initiation. Receiving initiation and spiritual instructions. Shiksha Adi. So it begins with instructions and then following instructions. helps one to become eligible, qualified, purified, to receive initiation. And I just want to read one little thing out of many pages of things that Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur includes.